Hey up folks, I thought I'd do some of this making it up as you go along scratch building for this video, something a little bit different. I've got that shed and that industrial unit that we had to shut down because it had something inside that I didn't want to show you. And it's basically built out of these boxes that I got off my missus. She gets this glossy box and it comes with bits and bobs of nonsense for women in. And the good, and she gets one a month, so there's a few. And the good, look how I can organise my paint, look, it's super organised in that box, look. Good thing about these boxes, they're like made out of it's almost like a compressed cardboard, so it's nice and solid. And I've got loads and they're all decent, look. Anyway, that shed that's there at minute, it's decent enough, but it's not very deep, so it'll only fit in that class 24 and that 08. So in my mind's eye, I thought if I stick 2 or 3 of these together, like you can see now, it might make a bit half decent loco shed, like a budget one that costs about 50p. I've got boxes and boxes of bits of nonsense, old leftover Metcalfe stuff that I keep. I even keep all nonsensey cut-out bits, because you just never know, do you? Anyway, some of it's going to come in handy for this video. Like these boxes as well, I've seen bath bombs and stuff come in similar types, so I'll show you in a minute. I'll cut this off and I'll show you what type of cardboard it is. It's nice and solid. I'm going to whack it on my fingers now and look, it's nice, and look at that, beautiful. So you could buy your missus some bath bombs, basically, for Christmas. Take them out of boxes now, and then at least you've basically bought yourself a few boxes that you can make a building out of. So we gave him just 6 or 7 scores with a knife, and it cuts it nicely. It's nice and thick and decent. And I basically did this video, I was doing it night before I went to Devon, and then I didn't quite get finished, and then basically when I came back I finished it off, and I forgot I was doing a video, so it's going to jump from a bit of step-by-step stuff to almost completed, but you get gist of it with this anyway. And even though I've not got 6 lanes, I'm going to do it a bit like a 6-lane shed. At the minute, that's what it's going to be in my head. And I just use, once I take sides off, it makes it a little bit flimsy, so then I'm using another box inside it just to support it while I chop it. So in my head, I'm going to do 6 doors, and then I'm probably going to block one off with a roller shutter door or something like that, so it looks like it were never intended for a line, that one. But it'll just look a bit kind of uniform. And then when it's done, I'm hoping I can fit full-length locos in it, and they can park up and go to sleep at night. Because I'm getting a lot of complaint that they're not getting proper sleep because they're getting rained on and all sorts, and everyone's kicking off about it, so that's basically why I'm doing it. And then what I can do is I can swap it between the smaller, taller shed and this one. So there it is, look with doors. And I'm going to stick that one next to another one right now, because you don't need to see me do that twice, dear. And basically that's how it looks, look. And just testing it there, look. And I think that's looking not too bad to start with. And because I'm making it up as I'm going along at that point, I realised that last right-hand door, it was going to look a bit stupid and a little bit too tight. So I thought, looking at that boiler room next to it with green door, I'll do a bigger door than that, but smaller than others, like a garage door type thing, as part of the nonsense. And I'm just making sure everything goes in, and there were one inner walls that I needed to adjust here. That's why that old red buffers ran into the wall, so this one here, look, I need to cut it back. I know I'm going to do it as an L shape, but then as I've just cut that edge off and I bent it out, I thought, oh, it might be a nice little almost like a Superman's logo shape. Anyway, I think here I drive all 4 locos out at the same time, which looks super cool. So enjoy it. Under quite a bit of pressure here though, because I set all 4 going on Z21, and then they're riding towards my phone, and I thought I need to stop these before they crash into the phone, but I need to make it look half decent. So it was one of them. It gave me a bit of blood pressure, but it were alright. And I also thought by doing this lower building, I'll be able to see how to loop more, won't I? It won't block that off so much. But I think I'll probably, if it turns out any good, I'll interchange them now and again, I think, just to blow people's minds a bit. And that's how it looks with a bit of Metcalfe brick on it. I've tucked brick right round, look, and glued it so it's not got any actual seams on show. And it looks half decent. I've cut garage door out, roller door. That goes up and down. I've got a little motor in there and some pulleys and little mini chains, and it goes up and down on a remote, like an infrared remote fob. Anyway, look, that's what I meant by Superman shape. It kind of does, doesn't it? I think I'll have to call it Shed of Steel. Anyway, by this point, it was getting quite late, and my missus was starting to bleat on at me about how we need to pack car for Devon, which we were setting off first thing in the morning, so put a bit of roofing on, which were basically some Metcalfe sheets I had. And I painted them black, and I caked paint on. And to be fair, it went a little bit wrinkled by the time I got back. And this is the point I'm up to. So we get back yesterday, and then like a madman, I crack on with it, and I get some weathering powder on it. I make some little fake security light, floodlighty things, not security light, floodlighty things for the top of each door. I put a few posters inside it. I do all internal walls, and I put some Metcalfe, I think it's roof edging all the way around it, which I think looks alright. And then I put a bit of drain pipe on using a bit of wire, which you'll see in a minute. And I've done a little bit of grate using a little bit of that leftovers from that fencing I did. And that's basically that. And then I've made these little roof vents out of 3mm Foamex, which I've sanded edges down to make them a bit beveled, and then used some smaller Foamex underneath that, super glued them together and stuck it on. And then I've painted a little bit of gloss black on, as you can see here, to make it look like it's had a bit of a repair job, a bit of bodgery. And yeah, and it's, I think it looks half decent, that. It's possibly fully nonsense, because I don't know if they have them kind of roof vents on or not. I couldn't get monkeys. I quite like the look of them, so on this one they definitely do. And inside there's a WD-40 sign, a couple of warning signs on business, a few pallets, a sign to make drivers slow down even though it's not worked, and all sorts of stuff. And that's about it. And all sides are weathered all the way around, back and everything. They're them little security lights. I've painted them shiny silver. It won't be particularly difficult to add lights to these, but I reckon this has cost me probably about, I'm going to say £3, basically, because some bits of Metcalfe are literally offcuts that I've used. That drain pipe there, right at shot on wall, that's basically blocking, it's just a Metcalfe joining another Metcalfe. So yeah, I used about 2 full sheets, which is, yeah, they're about 60p a sheet, so it's about 120. Rest were offcuts. A little bit of paint, maybe 10 pence worth of paint. Minuscule amounts of weathering powder, and that green card's just a little bit of offcut nonsense. So yeah, under £2 I'd say this. And I don't think it looks half bad, to be fair. It's probably not like any real loco shed, but like I say, I ain't really bothered. I quite like it. For £2 I think it's decent. If that were in a shop for £2 I'd buy it. And then that middle garage door, third from left, I've also hooked that up with some miniature windings and stuff, but motor's gone on it, so I can't lower that anymore, so it's stuck there for now till I get a new motor from China. But because of COVID, everything's dropped back a bit. I mean, this might just be riddled as I'm talking, and it might just be stuck with super glue, but I think it sounds a lot better if I tell you that they're mechanical, so we'll go with that. So I'll just give a bit of a drone aerial shot of it, and I'll be on my way, and you can get on with the rest of your evenings or daytime, depending when I upload it. But as you can see, it's not a bad little size. It's not too intrusive, and you can see it lines behind it, so I think it'll make some decent little videos, that. Some kind of goings on and stuff. I'll get some ladders for the roof. I ain't got no ladders, so I couldn't think how to do any of them on cheap, so I might have to buy some plastic ones if I'm keeping it. And that's about that. Unfortunately, the drone man, he flew into the moon, as you can see, so apologies for that. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Cheers.